Hello, everybody. Welcome back to New York Talk and welcome to the Scouting Report. It's time to look ahead to, sadly, an away game. But we'll talk about Rotherham going to Northampton on Saturday afternoon. We have Danny from It's All Cobblers to me, join us. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks. How are you?
Good. Very, very good. Thank you very much. We'll talk about the season so far. I saw in a lot of other experts' opinions pre-season that Northampton and Exeter and a couple of others were the ones to watch. For having a terrible season, and relegation is not certain, but likely. And you've so far shown those doubters wrong because you're having a very, very comfortable mid-table season so far.
Yeah, and I think there was most of those pundits in the summer were like, we're finishing bottom or at least second or third bottom, and we're definitely going down. It was one of those things, and I think it's so hard to do pre-season predictions, isn't it? Like, we do them every season on the podcast and get them wrong completely. Like, all football fans do them. Yeah. And I'm not saying that they're still going to be wrong, because they might, we might have a proper fall down. It might not last for only 10 games in. You never know. And they probably look at things like the budget, the signings, like the power of other clubs in the league more than anything in terms of comparison to ours and what our spending power is and isn't compared to everyone else. And we were looking at it thinking it'll be a bit of a struggle, but what we've managed to do is sign players with a certain character. We've obviously got free transfers, loans. How we usually have to compete is we can't go and buy the big players. We do get outbid for a lot of players. Other clubs can pay 10 times wages that we can. So we've got to do it cleverly, and we've done it again. We've done it so far in terms of signing the right characters. We didn't know a lot about most of our signings, but they've come in, had a bit of a shaky start, lost 3 of the first 4 games in the league. But looking at it now, the ones that we dropped points to, Wigan on the opening day, were all over the place. It was still a new, but then Bradford, Stevenage, Lincoln, all up there. So it maybe not as bad as it first looked. But yeah, what we brought in is really good characters and players who are going to fight and battle for the shirt in all the competitions. So yeah, looking decent so far. It's just fingers crossed it lasts, and we've got enough to keep on at least in mid-table for the rest of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, I was looking at your fixtures. You don't concede any goals, which is obviously no goals. Which is weird because obviously we'll ignore the first game last year because it's different manager, but the game at your place last year, it was pretty easy for us. Yeah. Ramshaw's first game, bit of positivity, that kind of thing. But how different is this Northampton team now to when we played you in March or whenever it was?
It's pretty different, I think. I think a lot of the players at least that played last weekend wouldn't have been there last season. We're still playing a similar-ish style, a 3-5-2, wing-backs. I don't know what it is. We seem to have tightened up all over the place. Maybe it's the midfield that have digging in a bit more as well and closing off gaps a bit more so that teams can't come and play us. Maybe play us off the park as much as they could. The characters, like I say, are willing to fight a bit more and all that kind of stuff. But it's as big a surprise to us as it is to everyone else on the outside that we're not conceding many goals. I think we've conceded a couple to Wickham in the last few weeks, but other than that, we've kept a lot of clean sheets. I think it's 7 clean sheets in 8 in all competitions. So yeah, I mean, long may that continue. I think we're doing the right things at the moment. A couple of different goalkeepers that are doing it as well, so it's not key to one goalkeeper. Right. So yeah, it's enjoyable. We just need to start putting in at the other end a little bit more now.
Yeah. Let's talk about Kevin Nolan, because he's one of the characters of football. I feel like he's one of those guys. It's a bit of Steve Evans, where if he's not for you, he comes across not very well. How do Northampton fans see him? And I assume right now your feelings are very positive towards him.
Yeah, I think he's a lot more kind of thoughtful, I guess, in his media than we thought he might be. We thought he might be a little bit more like you would perceive him from the outside as a player, and maybe as a character, he might come across a certain way. But I think he's actually been really good with our fans. He's been positive in how he's speaking. We had John Brady last time, who was already embedded into the club almost, and so he could instantly connect with the fans. Kevin Nolan's done it in a really intelligent way. He's brought in the right type of player. He's communicated well. He's not bemoaned injuries. If we got injuries, he just kind of figures out the best way to make it happen. He doesn't start blaming on injuries a lot of the time, and he'll do the right things in terms of setting the players up, and he's got them really fit and running. And that's how we can compete, and he's leading from the top. And I think he earns a lot of respect from the players coming to sign for him. Players want to play for him. He's said a couple of times in interviews that he has calls and conversations with players over the summer, and he can tell quite quickly if the players don't want to be there. And he asked them the question directly, do you want to play for Northampton Town? It seems like a silly question, but he can tell from the body language and everything if they do want to be here and if they want to fight for this club. And that's how we've got to go about our business, and it's working so far.
We're something we don't know about the summer. When we've been successful, that's how it's been. Do you actually want to be here? Do you want to play for Rotherham United? Are you going to fit in? And it sounds really simple, doesn't it? It sounds a really simple thing to do. But a lot of us don't do it. I haven't done that in the recent few years. It's International Break weekend. You've got a couple of players away. The two players you have away, how much of a problem are they going to be for you guys? Is it a massive issue or not?
Michael Forbes is one of the defenders who's been part of the clean sheet, so he'll be a bit of a miss. I think we'll probably try and fill in the gaps. Nesta Guinness and Walker might drop from left wing back to left centre back where Forbes has been playing to fill in that gap, and then we'll bring in someone else, maybe Jack Perkins on the left hand side. So that might be the way we deal with that. We've got Jordan Willis, who played well on Tuesday night in the Virtue Trophy, who might come in as a more natural centre back. So hopefully we can plug that reasonably well. The other one, Ethan Wheatley's been our main striker this season. He's on loan from Man United. Only scored 1 goal so far, but has put himself about a lot, and he's earned a lot of fans quite quickly by his work rate as well. So he does a lot of work backwards and forwards, as well as trying to get in scoring positions. He's still learning. You know what it's like with loan players, young loan players. They're going to have good matches. They're going to have bad matches. They're going to drift in and out a little bit. But his character's certainly one that's connected quite well with the fan base. And so he's going to be a big miss up front. I think Jack Vale will probably play there instead. He's signed on a free transfer a few weeks ago, so he's still getting up to speed a little bit. Again, not full of goals, I don't think him, but definitely full of running. So he'll at least do that and bring others into play a little bit more. Got a good run out on Tuesday night himself as well. So I'd assume that he'd fill in that gap. And maybe our central striker role in this system is maybe not all about goals. It's not all, which seems a weird thing to say, but maybe it is more about that package of having someone up there that's going to run and bring other players into play a little bit more. So hopefully it'll be that more of the same on Saturday.
Yeah, if Northampton are going to have a good afternoon, what should we expect if you're on it at the week, other than being tight at the back? What else can we expect from a good Northampton team?
I think just work rate, closing down situations. We dug in against Bolton a few weeks ago when they've got, obviously, the type of play that they've got on the pitch is phenomenal compared to the names on our team sheet. But we stayed in the game, we dug in, we battled, we closed down spaces, we closed down the goalkeeper, and we stayed in that way. So it's work rate, it's energy. If we're going to have a good day, Tyrese Forner, who's our kind of maverick, and I think you described your player, Ajari Martha, as a similar kind of player where he's going to get the ball and he's not really going to know what he's going to do with it himself. So if it comes off for him, it will come off well for him. So if he has a good game, we'll be doing well. But yeah, then that will be the work rate. It'll be the harder to beat. And, we have upset a lot of opposition fans just by being that and them not really understanding or getting the fact that we're working hard. It's more, Northampton are ugly, Northampton are this or that. It's they're thugs, they're time waste, and none of that happens. We're just working hard. That's all we're trying to do. That's the way we'll win games, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you guys look at Stevenage. Look how much stick Stevenage get, and they're top of the league. Exactly. Who cares? Bradford's similar to when we played last week. Not pretty, but look at where they take their place in the league every day a week. So yeah,
absolutely.
And look at us a few years ago. We certainly went pretty to get promoted, but we got a job done. Let's finish on score prediction. I see you're on a very good run of form at the minute, one defeat in quite a lot. What do you think the score prediction will be on Saturday at 2:00?
It's difficult because we were just talking on our podcast about you coming here with 5 defeats on the road this season, and how football fans, that mentality just comes into it, doesn't it? Of like, it's going to change soon, something's going to be different. So I'm going to try and put that to one side. I think I'm going to go for a 1-0 Cobblers win. I think it'll be a tight game because I don't think either team are sort of high on the scoring charts, are they? So I'm going to go for a cheeky little 1-0, I think.
Yeah, I don't expect it to be a pretty game of football, if I'm honest. So if any neutrals out there thinking about watching Rotherham against Northampton, I don't. recommend it. Just don't do it to yourself.
They might get the odd turn in switching over the channels at 2:00 and thinking, oh, there's a game on at 2. I'll watch that for an hour. But they
Exactly.
more than likely would have changed it by 3, I would have thought.
Very confident, yeah. Thank you very much. Let everybody know about It's All Cobblers to Me and where they can find you guys if they want some more Northampton preview or review after.
So it's at Cobblers to Me on all the socials. If you want, we'll release our review show on Monday of this game. So yeah, check us out on that. Wanted to shout out your community trust again. By the way, we did it on our podcast earlier. The Rotherham Community Trust walking 100 miles to Sixfields at the weekend. What an incredible effort that is, and we're going to bring them out onto the pitch at Sixfields as well on Saturday to give them a bit of a cheer. Well, hopefully a cheer from the home end and applause, because that is some effort. And I know they're celebrating 100 years of Rotherham to even plot the route, to make the plans and everything. It's been a huge undertaking for that group. So yeah, big up to them, and look forward to seeing them on Saturday as well. Yeah, absolutely. Top work by those guys over there. Top stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you who have liked the video, if you're on YouTube, which you are, because that's the only place it goes out, make sure you've subscribed as well. We'll be back soon. I don't know when the next episode will be, but it'll be out soon. So keep an eye on New York Talk for that one. Thank you, Danny. Thank you for watching. We'll see everybody next time. As always,